Welcome to Cape Town News. Today is Sunday, the 17th of August, 2025. And in case you missed it, here's a recap of the top stories that made headlines in the Western Cape this past week. Cape Town is this week hosting the G20 Interfaith Forum, an event drawing faith leaders, policymakers, scholars, and civil society from around the world under the theme of solidarity, equality, sustainability. As part of South Africa's G20 presidency, this pre-summit event aims to deliver practical, ethical policy responses to global challenges such as climate change, inequality, conflict, and poverty. Rooted in the African philosophy of Ubuntu, meaning I am because we are, the gathering will focus on climate action, peace building, inclusive growth, education, youth empowerment, and spiritual resilience. Chairperson Professor David Musoma called the conference a watershed moment for finding solutions that blend faith principles with practical action. Social Development Minister Nokuzola Tolashe stressed that the faith sector remains essential in restoring the moral fiber of society and in tackling deep-rooted social problems. Ambassador Musi Hailu of the United Religions Initiative praised the forum's role in bridging the gap between religious and political spheres, ensuring diverse voices shape inclusive policy. Vice Chair Sandile Makasi likened it to rivers merging into a steady stream, committed to uplifting vulnerable communities. Delegates will engage in grassroots dialogues, high-level panels, and interfaith reflections to inspire global policy shifts. After 10 years of speculation and redesign, Cape Town's second tallest skyscraper is finally moving forward. Approved by the city's building development management, the 41-story tower at 1 Bree Street will rise 131 meters over the CBD, offering an ambitious mix of luxury hospitality, residential living, and retail. The development includes 505 hotel rooms, 270 residential apartments, and 4,000 square meters of retail space, designed to create a vibrant hub for locals and visitors. Demolition on-site has already begun, and the design cleverly incorporates a heritage building at the corner, blending the city's history with sleek modern architecture. Highlights include a 22nd floor swimming pool with panoramic views, a total floor space of 66,000 square meters, and its status as one of the few major hotel projects in the CBD in the last 5 years. Nicknamed Axiopolis 2, after its Sandton counterpart, the building is already attracting attention in local and international markets. Developers, backed by a Johannesburg Stock Exchange-listed company with a portfolio spanning retail, industrial, and mixed-use properties across South Africa and Cyprus, are confident in its success. With construction set to boost local employment and tourism, the tower will be a symbol of Cape Town's post-pandemic economic resilience and a new icon in its skyline. Cape Town's 40 billion rand 3-year invested in Hope budget, aimed at creating over 130,000 construction jobs and upgrading city infrastructure, is facing a legal challenge from the South African Property Owners Association. The 2025-26 budget, effective from the 1st of July, introduces fixed tariffs for citywide cleaning, water, and sanitation based on property values. Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis says the budget is pro-poor, with 75% of the 12.6 billion rand annual infrastructure spend directed towards low-income households. Major allocations include 5 billion rand for water and sanitation this year, 3.4 billion rand for informal settlement upgrades, 4.5 billion rand for My City bus expansion, 2.1 billion rand for BNG housing, and nearly 2 billion rand for affordable rental units. The social package for struggling households totals 5.1 billion rand, offering rates, rebates, and indigent relief. The South African Property Owners Association, representing major commercial property owners such as Growthpoint, Hyprop, and Old Mutual, argues the tariffs are unconstitutional as they are neither property rates nor consumption-based charges. They have filed an urgent application in the Western Cape High Court, with AfriForum also preparing to challenge the charges. The outcome of this legal battle could set a precedent for how municipalities fund services nationwide. From the 15th to the 17th of August, Cape Town's Grand Arena at Grand West will host the South African leg of Michael Flatley's Lord of the Dance, a lifetime of standing ovations tour. This award-winning Irish dance spectacle features 40 of the world's most accomplished young performers, led by Matt Smith as the Lord and accompanied by music from Gerard Fahy. Directed by Flatley himself, the show seamlessly blends the traditional roots of Irish dance with cutting-edge choreography, refreshed musical arrangements, and striking updated costumes. State-of-the-art lighting and special effects immerse the audience in an unforgettable theatrical experience. Since its debut in 1996, Lord of the Dance has sold out over 1,000 venues in more than 60 countries, entertaining more than 60 million people worldwide. Cape Townians will have the rare chance to experience a production that has become one of the most successful dance shows in history. Tickets start at 630 Rand and are available via bigconcerts.co.za. The Cape Winelands has quietly become South Africa's most prolific rugby nursery, producing an astonishing number of Springboks despite being home to just over 1 million people, roughly 1.5% of the country's population. Of the 37 players named in Rassie Erasmus's squad for the upcoming Rugby Championship, 9 hail from high schools in this fertile district, including Willie Leroux, Edwil van der Merwe, Damian Willemse, Handré Pollard and Grant Williams. Even Pieter-Steph du Toit, a 2-time World Rugby Player of the Year, came from Hoërskool Swartland in Malmesbury, showing that rugby in this region is a way of life, woven into the culture of families, farms and faith. Coaches credit a culture of discipline, pride and tough competition. But national programs have played a role too. Since 2017, Erasmus introduced talent spotting initiatives like EPD1 and EPD2, aimed at uncovering overlooked youth in underserved communities. Former SA Schools coach Sean Erasmus says mobile high-performance units and training camps have opened the doors for boys from all backgrounds. With its grassroots power and polished pedigree, Cape Winelands remains unmatched. A small but mighty region shaping South African rugby's present and future. Rugby fever is set to grip Cape Town this weekend as the Springboks face off against Australia in a rugby championship showdown at DHL Stadium in Greenpoint. The match, scheduled for Saturday, August 16th, forms part of back-to-back fixtures between South Africa and the Wallabies. With both teams fielding their strongest lineups, fans are anticipating an intense, high-stakes battle. Tickets for the Cape Town leg have already sold out, with thousands expected to fill the stands. The match is a major boost for the city's hospitality sector, with restaurants and accommodation providers bracing for a bumper weekend. Kickoff is at 5 p.m, and fans are advised to arrive early to avoid traffic congestion. Local organizers have also arranged fan parks and big-screen viewing zones across the metro for those unable to secure stadium seats. The Springboks currently hold second place in the Rugby Championship standings, and a win at home would be crucial in their title chase. The Wallabies, under new leadership, are equally hungry to upset the hosts and regain momentum. The Western Cape's fruit industry is in crisis, with an estimated 1 billion rand lost in 2024 due to severe delays at the port of Cape Town. Exporters of apples and pears say they're missing critical shipping windows, threatening long-term global trade partnerships. At a high-level meeting hosted by the Western Cape Department of Mobility, industry leaders called for urgent reforms, many backing full or partial privatization of port operations. Rolf Pienaar, MD of True Cape, emphasized that missing a single delivery can disrupt entire programs in destination markets like the EU and UK. Some exporters, like Two A Day, have resorted to trucking produce 800 kilometers to Port Elizabeth, an unsustainable workaround. Chris Knotzer, executive at Link Supply Chain Management, warned that reputational damage is mounting and customers are turning to competitors. Minister Isaac Siliku stressed the need for structured collaboration, outlining plans to establish an intergovernmental task force with business leaders. Industry members welcomed the proposal, but insist timelines must be fast-tracked. If no resolution is reached, stakeholders warn the province could face permanent market losses and a shrinking agricultural economy. As harvest season nears, the pressure to restore Cape Town's port functionality is critical to safeguarding one of South Africa's top-performing agricultural exports. Police have launched an investigation after 4 men were shot dead in Overcome Heights, Muizenberg, early Wednesday morning. SAPS officers arrived at the Mountain Road scene around 5:30 a.m. to find the bodies of men aged between 20 and 37, all with fatal gunshot wounds. Anti-gang unit detectives have been assigned to the case. Authorities are not ruling out gang-related activity, but confirmed they are exploring all possible motives. SAPS is appealing for any witnesses to contact Crime Stop at 0860010111 or via the MySAPS app. Anonymity is guaranteed, and all information will be treated confidentially. The murders have sparked renewed community concerns about safety and violent crime in the area. Residents say shootings have become increasingly common in recent months, and schools nearby are on high alert due to fears of stray bullets. Community leader Farid Adams says residents are afraid to walk alone, especially in the early morning and evenings. SAPS has promised an increased presence in the area, and the Western Cape Community Safety Department says it will assist in deploying neighbourhood safety officers. Local councillor Tamrin van Rooyen has called for an intergovernmental safety summit to address escalating crime and gang warfare plaguing suburbs along the False Bay coast. Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis has fired back at critics over the city's controversial fixed tariffs, currently under legal challenge by the South African Property Owners Association. In answering papers filed in the Western Cape High Court, the mayor accuses the South African Property Owners Association of misreading the Constitution and the Municipal Systems Act. The South African Property Owners Association argues the city's new tariffs for cleaning, water, and sanitation, based on property values rather than usage, are unconstitutional. Hill-Lewis insists these charges fall within legal bounds, stating municipalities are constitutionally obligated to provide essential services and recover costs through rational, lawful means. He notes the Municipal Systems Act does not prescribe a specific method for calculating such fees and argues the city's tariff policy complies with all legislation. The South African Property Owners Association's proposal to suspend the tariffs for 2 months could leave the city with a R2 billion shortfall, creating an unfunded budget that violates the Municipal Finance Management Act. If forced to change course, the city warns it would require until July 2026 to rework its finances responsibly. Hill-Lewis also raised concerns that striking the tariffs could undermine the municipality's ability to deliver basic services. The Western Cape has a brand new nature reserve, and it's protecting some of South Africa's rarest species. Declared under the Protected Areas Act, the Wilderness Nature Reserve near Heidelberg now safeguards over 643 hectares of pristine land, including endangered habitats and vital freshwater systems. The area connects to the Bosmansbos Wilderness, part of the Cape Floral Kingdom, a World Heritage Site. It offers refuge for the Breed River redfin, a critically endangered fish species, and the elusive black harrier, Southern Africa's rarest bird of prey. The new reserve also plays a critical role in water security, forming part of the catchment for the Davenhawks Dam, a lifeline for surrounding communities. Cape Nature, in partnership with landowners, will manage the reserve going forward. Western Cape Environment MEC Anton Bradell praised the declaration as a win for both nature and people. Protecting biodiversity is not just a duty, it's a necessity, he said. Cape Town's inner city is undergoing a once-in-a-generation revival, anchored by 3 interconnected developments: Cape Town Station, the Mutual, and Golden Acre. With the R781 million sale of Golden Acre now finalized, the city is poised to see a massive new urban hub rise in the heart of the CBD. The Golden Acre Tower is expected to be converted into residential units, while the Grand Parade Center and surrounding retail blocks will be modernized. Together, these projects aim to create a single walkable, transit-oriented district serving over 200,000 daily commuters. The Mutual has already been revamped, boasting 13,000 square meters of retail space, a rooftop garden, food court, and informal trader pods. The Cape Town Station redevelopment includes student accommodation and a new public square. Property analysts say these upgrades will improve public safety, attract tenants, and preserve key heritage elements. According to the CCID's 2023 Central City Report, Cape Town recorded R7.285 billion in property development last year, up R3.7 billion from 2022. And with a R9.5 billion infrastructure budget for 2024 to 2025, the city is betting on continued inner-city growth. Developers say the area is getting the love it has long needed as it reclaims its place at the center of Cape Town's urban heartbeat. In a landmark judgment handed down this week, the Western Cape High Court has halted all exploratory oil and gas drilling operations in the offshore region known as Block 567. The ruling, delivered by Judge Manku Lockwood, overturned the environmental authorization granted to Total Energies EP South Africa, which intended to transfer those rights to Shell. Civil society organizations, the Green Connection and Natural Justice had filed the challenge, arguing that the environmental impact assessment failed to consider the risks to marine life, small-scale fisheries, and South Africa's climate commitments. The court found that the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy did not ensure proper public participation and failed to request new or sufficient studies. As a result, the decision made in April 2023 was reviewed and set aside. Shahil Singh, legal advisor for the Green Connection, said the ruling proves that offshore operations must not proceed without due process. Melissa Gronink-Groves of Natural Justice called it a victory for environmental justice. The court also ordered that Total Energies be given a chance to resubmit a compliant application. Small-scale fishers along the West Coast welcomed the ruling, saying their livelihoods had been ignored. This decision halts the project indefinitely. Tomorrow brings cool and dry weather across Cape Town, Paarl and Stellenbosch as the cold front clears. Cape Town starts partly cloudy with a low of 9 degrees, warming slightly to a high of 17 by late afternoon. Paarl wakes to a chilly morning near 7 degrees, clearing to fine skies and a top of 19. Stellenbosch sees early fog lifting to a mild and sunny day with a high around 18 degrees Celsius. Winds remain fresh and southwesterly, averaging 20 kilometers per hour. The ocean swell is moderate, peaking at 1.2 meters with a 13-second interval coming in from the southwest. High tides arrive just before 5 in the morning and again close to 5 in the afternoon. Low tides are expected mid-morning around 10 and again late at night. Sunrise is at 7:26 and sunset at 6:18. A calm, crisp start to the week ahead, perfect for a morning walk or afternoon drive. With that, we wrap up this week's recap, and now you know what's happening in the mother city. Thank you for watching Cape Town News. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. We appreciate your support. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget, the next bulletin drops tomorrow at 12 noon on YouTube. Meanwhile, Stay safe, informed, and connected.